Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Chat GP Theater for episode
5.
We are bringing to you we have done this episode before, exclusively live, which was our first time trying out the new format. So we are now going to be putting this as a official episode, but in the future you can check out live recordings of episodes once a month on our Patreon. Well, we did kind of forget to hit record, so that's why it's not up there now, but we are bringing it now to you post-processed.
Yeah, it was too good not to share. And my wife, Mary, she asked me this afternoon, she's unfortunately battling a cold right now. She's like, well, where can I listen to it, to the live episode? Because she knew we did the live episode for a very select audience last night. And she was like, oh, she was sad that it wasn't recorded. So we're doing this for Mary and also for the fine people of Uzbekistan. Who,
yes.
We are, tell them, share with the world. Like, they are ahead of everybody else.
Mm-hmm. We are the number 3 podcast in all of Uzbekistan, and in all of arts, and number 51 in all of Uzbekistan. But that was a few days ago when we only had a few views. Now we're up to 12 downloads just in Uzbekistan, and 1 in Kosovo.
Kosovo.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay.
I was not a good Englishman.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's fantastic. So thank you to the folks over there who are listening and downloading and sharing the joy, and other folks that might have just hopped upon this. Let's make it a competition. Let's see which region, which geo, which state, which parallel universe can do the most downloads, listens to this. And once again, I want to say he's Landon Wells.
Oh, yes, I am Landon Wells, and with me is Kevin Darbro.
That's right. I'm Kevin Darbro. I'm calling in from North Carolina, the Clayton area near Raleigh, and Landon is in North Dakota. We got 2 of the North states covered. I don't know if there might be more North states. I don't know. So anyway, we are here to bring you the joy that we experienced last night. And first, I want to start off with what prompt we were using. There was, Landon, you were speaking with your grandmother, and she had an idea, correct?
Yes, my grandma, big fan of the show. She has given us our first user-suggested prompt, which is, Grandma Goes to Mars.
And with that in mind, we entered the prompt of, please generate a 3-act radio play with minimal sound effects that humans can reasonably be able to produce in real time. Let's roll with the idea of Grandma Goes to Mars. Generate Act 1 of the story as if it is a movie script, and after Act 1, we'll give you an interjection. The reason we did that is because in our live episodes, we're going to be doing sound effects basically with human Foley and anything we have laying around at our desk. However, since this is a special edition, it's actually an afterlife episode. Landon, do you believe in the afterlife?
I have no idea what that means, but I believe anything you tell me.
Okay, see, that's why we make good partners. So, I mean that I'm going to be adding sound effects and things like that, like we did for the other episodes. So, after we entered that prompt, ChatGPT 5 gave us this, which is Grandma Goes to Mars. All right. It begins in the modest kitchen of Grandma Edna Mae Clarkson, 81 years old, sharp as a tack, and not one bit ready to slow down.
I've had enough of bingo night. If I've got one good adventure left in these bones, I'm not wasting it on G47 and a free fruit cup.
Adventure? Grandma, last time you tried adventure, you climbed the church steeple to fix the weather vane.
And it still points north, doesn't it? Oh, Tommy, I'm going to Mars.
Mars? Like the planet Mars?
Exactly like the planet Mars.
Tom stared at his grandmother, waiting for the punchline. But her eyes, those eyes that once stared down a tornado and an IRS auditor, were deadly serious. Edna Mae researched the whole afternoon, Rocket propulsion, oxygen tanks, terraforming tomatoes. She filled the notebook with calculations that only made sense to her.
Well, fuel ratio here, duct tape there, and those NASA boys would faint if they saw what a roll of aluminum foil can do.
Grandma, this is crazy.
Oh, Crazy built airplanes. Crazy put a man on the moon. And Crazy is gonna get me to Mars.
By evening, the backyard had transformed into a launch site. Old rain barrels for fuel tanks, lawn chairs for seating, and one mighty suspicious collection of fireworks strapped to a grain silo.
This is either genius or the last thing the neighbors ever see us do.
Either way, it'll be memorable.
And so it began. A plan so bold, so reckless, it could only have been cooked up by Grandma Edna Mae Clarkson. Okay, that is the stirring first act of Grandma Goes to Mars. And part of the highlight of the show, and one of the reasons for my raison d'etre, is to add interjections. This is Landon's idea from the get-go to throw it some curveballs in between the acts. So you want to talk a bit about that?
Oh yeah, our interjection for the day. I believe we had a guest during the thought process of this one. My cat had stormed into the recording studio, jumped up on the desk, and bit my toes. So we decided to add her into the show with Act 2. Add the character of a cat, Martha, who is shedding so very much.
Okay, and we hit return, and we are now at Grandma Goes to Mars Act 2. And here we go. The next morning, Grandma Edna Mae's backyard looked less like a garden and more like a scrapyard preparing for orbit. Barrels, duct tape, and a questionable number of Roman candles.
The neighbors are going to call the fire department again. And of course, Martha had to be here. Grandma, that cat's shedding more than a snowstorm.
That fur will make a fine insulation layer. Nature's fiberglass.
Martha the cat strutted across the half-built rocket like she owned the place, her tail brushing over every piece of duct tape and leaving behind a furry trail.
I can't breathe. She's like weaponized fluff.
Oh, don't be dramatic. A little cat hair never stopped the pioneers. See? Even Martha's contributing fuel.
Interior kitchen later. After a hard morning of work, Edna Mae called a council of war over tea and oatmeal cookies.
Well, here's the plan. Tomorrow night, we light the rockets, and by dawn, I'll be halfway to Mars.
Grandma, you can't just light rockets in the backyard.
Oh, it worked for the 4th of July, didn't it?
That was one Roman candle and an angry letter from the HOA.
Oh, Martha, don't sit on the launch coordinates, dear.
But Martha didn't move. She curled right up on top of the rocket schematics, purring like an idling engine and shedding enough fur to bury a small dog.
This is sabotage. She's sabotaging the mission.
Nonsense! Every great explorer needs a stowaway.
Exterior backyard night. The final test came at night. A mini launch to prove the concept.
It's on fire! The barrel's on fire!
That's just the booster igniting. Perfectly normal. Or perfectly anticlimactic.
Martha leapt onto the barrel, tail brushing sparks, shedding fur like a comet's trail. And suddenly,
Abort mission! Abort mission!
Abort? Well, that was a success. Oh, the barrel reached a whole 3 feet in the air.
To Tom, it looked like chaos. To Edna May, it looked like progress. And to Martha the cat, well, Martha was just happy to find a warm seat. Interior kitchen later that night. Later, as Tom slumped at the kitchen table, covered in soot and cat hair, Edna May kept scribbling new equations.
Oh, a bigger barrel, stronger tape. Maybe if Martha sits on the ignition point, the static might... Yes. Oh, yes!
Grandma, please. Can't we just watch Jeopardy like normal families?
Oh, Jeopardy's for mortals. We're building history.
And so, the strange trio sat together, a grandmother chasing the stars, a reluctant grandson, and one exceptionally furry cat. The plan was dangerous, reckless, and possibly allergic. But it was only just beginning. And back to, all righty there. So, the cat appears to be impeding Tom's ability to commit to the mission. What do you say there?
I live through that every day, man.
I know. Well, gotta love cats. They chew your toes and make you sneeze. That's what they're for.
Yeah, she likes to piss me off.
Did you ever think that maybe the two are related? Like maybe you have a sneezing reflex to having your toes chewed?
Oh my gosh. Kevin, write that down.
Okay. Well, it will be in the recording. You can just listen to this recording for the obvious entertainment value there. So, all right. So we're going to move on to Act 3, and we're trying to make it a little bit longer for your pleasure. So we came up with an interjection, and I believe this was Landon's interjection. You want to share it there?
Act 3. Please add a giant ice cream cone as the central villain of the story.
Ooh, it's chilling me to my bones thinking about ice cream. I'm getting an ice cream headache. All right. So Grandma Goes to Mars, Act 3. Fade in exterior backyard launch site at dawn. The day had come. Grandma Edna May Clarkson, 81 years old and fueled by duct tape, stubbornness, and cat hair insulation, was ready to launch herself to Mars.
Strap me in, Tommy. Today we leave Earth's nonsense behind.
Grandma, this is madness. The thing looks like it was built out of rain gutters and chewing gum.
Industrial strength chewing gum.
Martha the cat, of course, refused to be left behind. She perched herself atop the rocket nose, shedding in great feathery puffs like celebratory confetti.
Shoot! I can't breathe.
That's the spirit. Now count down.
5, 4, 3,
Wait,
2.
Grandma, there's something out there.
Exterior sky above the backyard continuous. And then they saw it, rising in the sky like a sweet but terrible storm. A shadow loomed. A giant ice cream cone.
Vanilla. My old nemesis.
That's your nemesis?
Yes. Ever since the county fair of 72, I asked for chocolate. They gave me vanilla. I swore vengeance that day, and now here it is, 30 feet tall and armed with sprinkles.
The giant ice cream cone descended over the neighborhood, dripping rivers of chocolate syrup like lava and scattering rainbow sprinkles like shrapnel.
We're doomed! Doomed by dessert!
Not well, Grandma's got duct tape and gumption.
Interior makeshift rocket moments later. They scrambled inside the rocket. Edna May flipped switches that were definitely just light switches glued to plywood.
Martha, man the oxygen tank. Tommy, hold the bucket of gasoline steady. I'll handle the navigation.
This isn't NASA, Grandma. This is a Home Depot gone insane.
And yet, it flies. Woo!
Against all odds, the contraption launched. The backyard disappeared beneath them. The roof tiles rattled, and they rose into the sky, heading straight for the monstrous cone. Exterior sky battlefield continuous. High above the earth, a battle began. Grandma, Tom, and Martha versus the giant ice cream cone.
You cannot resist the power of desert. I shall break the world in sticky sweetness until all is conquered.
Not on my watch, Mr. Soft Serve.
This is insane! Ice cream doesn't talk!
Then how is it yelling at us, genius?
The cone unleashed a storm of sprinkles so fierce it rattled the rocket like hailstones. Martha leapt at the control panel. She's staring us right into the cherry on top!
Exactly. Every cone has a weakness. Take out the cherry, the whole sundae falls apart.
Interior rocket final moments. With the rocket aimed, Grandma braced herself. The cat howled, Tom screamed, and the cone prepared its final attack. A tidal wave of hot fudge.
Drown in deliciousness.
Now, Martha, hit the ignition!
The rocket blasted forward, slicing through fudge, past sprinkles, and into the cherry atop the monstrous cone.
My cherry stolen run.
And just like that, the giant ice cream cone collapsed, melting into a harmless puddle of vanilla chocolate and strawberry goo. Exterior, space above Earth, moments later. The sky cleared. Earth was safe. And Grandma was finally on her way to Mars. We survived.
Of course we did. I promised you an adventure, didn't I?
And so, aboard a rocket powered by duct tape, cat hair, and stubborn willpower, Grandma Edna Mae Clarkson and her crew pressed on toward the red planet, leaving behind only melted ice cream and the faint scent of sprinkles. All right, that's the end of the play. And so, yeah, that was great and really enjoyed that. But as we did in a previous episode, ChatGPT has remembered that we had done a Marvel-esque button at the end, an epilogue, an after-credits scene. And so some of this content we're going to make available to Patreon people who want a little more of this out of the story, or perhaps another act. All right, so with that Marvel-esque prompt, this is what we got. Grandma goes to Mars, after-credits scene, fade in, interior backyard, night. I don't know, it can't be interior, it's got to be exterior back night, or night. Okay, anyway. Back on Earth. All was quiet, or so it seemed. From the puddle of melted ice cream, something stirred.
The cone has fallen, but dessert is not defeated.
From the shadows rose a new figure, massive, powdered, and glazed in menace.
I am the Donut King, and Mars shall be mine.
Grandma Goes to Mars will return in Donuts of Doom. Okay, that is the Grandma Goes to Mars story. How about we go ahead and give it another act for Patreon listeners, or however we want to handle that?
Let's have Grandma on Mars.
Okay, all right. So let's just say, please add another act as a follow-up with Grandma, Tom, and Martha on Mars. Okay, do we want to have the donut guy? What's his name? Donut King?
Do it. Yeah, let's
approach
have
them?
another act with Grandma, Tom, and Martha on Mars. And add in the Donut King. Do we change up the genre?
Okay, and make it a sitcom with a laugh track. Good. All right. Please add another act as a follow-up with Grandma, Tom, and Martha on Mars. Let's have the Donut King be their foil with life and death stakes. Make it a sitcom with a laugh track. Keep it about 15 minutes long. All right. Here we go. Away we go. All right. Here is the bonus act and sitcom style. Cues for laugh track, live audience reactions. About 15 minutes read time with Grandma, Tom, Martha the Cat, and Donut King back as their foil, but this time it's all played for comedy with life and death stakes that still somehow feel like hijinks. Grandma Goes to Mars, Act 4, Sprinkles in the Red Dust. Love it. All right. Fade in. Interior Mars makeshift habitat. And so, Grandma Edna Mae Clarkson, her grandson Tom, and their very furry cat Martha finally made it to Mars. They had water, duct tape, and a dream. Unfortunately, they also had a donut problem.
Well, that's the last of the Martian potatoes planted. If they grow half as stubborn as me, we'll have fries for years.
Years? Grandma, I can't even breathe without this fishbowl on my head.
That's called atmosphere, Tommy. Builds character.
Oh, no. Even in space, she sheds. How is there fur on Mars already?
First cat to colonize another planet. Put that in the history books.
Exterior Mars dust plane later. But the quiet didn't last. From the crimson dust rose a familiar shape, tall, round, and glazed with menace.
So, we meet again, mortal crumb cutters.
Well, if it isn't his royal frosting. Thought we melted you back on Earth.
I was rebaked in the ovens of destiny, and now Mars should be glazed in my image. We're gonna get eaten alive by a pastry.
Buck up, soldier. We didn't come 140 million miles to get dunked in coffee.
Interior habitat, showdown prep. Back in the habitat, Grandma prepared her arsenal the only way she knew how, with whatever was lying around.
All right. Cat hair insulation bombs, duct tape lassos, and mashed potato grenades.
Those aren't weapons, Grandma. Those are laundry accidents.
Creativity wins wars, Tommy. Didn't you pay attention in kindergarten? Yes, Master. Oh, you'll be our secret weapon.
The cat? She sneezes more than she fights.
Just wait.
Exterior Mars plane, final showdown. The Donut King towered over them, his jelly center glowing red as the Martian dust.
Bow before me, or face the glaze of doom. Grandma, he's serious. He's about to glaze us.
Nobody glazes my family. Not even a pastry.
As the Donut King raised his sticky hand to strike, Martha leapt.
No, not the whiskers, not the fur. My icing cannot withstand allergies. She's weaponized again. I told you.
Exactly as planned, Martha, or full shed.
I cannot breathe. So much danger.
With one final wheeze, The Donut King collapsed into a harmless pile of sprinkles. Mars was safe. For now. Interior habitat epilogue.
Well, Tommy, that's one small step for man and one giant leap for my casserole recipe.
We almost died from donuts.
And lived to tell it. That's the secret of life. Always save room for dessert.
So, Grandma, Tom, and Martha settled in on Mars, planting potatoes, shedding fur, and forever keeping one eye out for the next ridiculous threat. Because on Mars, every day is an adventure. All righty. Yeah, ChatGPT, please come up with a sitcom theme song intro. Let's see, and maybe we can use that. All right, I'm a bit odd in that I always say please and thank you to ChatGPT Plus. I don't know. It makes me feel better.
Hey, you're going to be the last on their list when they take over.
That's right. I'm just building the case for eliminate him last. All right. So here's the, I will feed this into Suno to actually generate this, and hopefully it will do so. So it's like, when life gets tough and the world feels, well, we'll just play the song from Suno.
When life gets tough and the world feels far, Grandma packs her bags and builds a rocket car. With Tom by her side and a cat that sheds, they're off to Mars where the adventure spreads. Grandma goes to Mars, she's tougher than she looks. Grandma goes to Mars, forget the looks, forget the rules, forget the cookbooks.
I think that was a very fun episode of Grandma Goes to Mars. What do you think there, Landon?
I think it will sound fantastic.
All right, nice job as the Donut King. I'm stuck in donut-y, glazy goo just thinking about it. So, forget that visual montage. This has been ChatGP Theater, and thank you for tuning in once again, and please come back next week or whenever you feel like the little bit of joy and donut sprinkles that we can bring you. Whether it's ice cream cones or donuts or whatever, we have fun doing this and want you to be a part of it, so please join us on Patreon and listen to some secret stuff, watch some episodes with the video of the scripts, and we'll take it from there and keep on bringing you content if we have your support. And stay tuned for live suggestions. Join our email list at our website, chatgptheater.com, and we'll catch you next time. This has been Kevin Darbro, and he is
Landon Wells.
Orson's nephew, or grandnephew or something.
What?
Orson Welles, man.
What do you want about me?
You don't know Orson Welles?
I think I know the name. I've heard the name.
Citizen Kane? You never heard of that movie? He's never heard of Citizen Kane. One of the best movies ever made. All right, fine. I'm rambling on. It was a joke. Okay, so, all right, thanks very much, and we'll be speaking at you next time.
And as always, we have been ChatGP Theater.
Man on machine action.
Take care, everybody. People, we'll see you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
ChatGPT teacher, the show's begun. AI dreams in the spotlight run. Words are flying, lines undone. It's all for fun. It's all for fun.
Wait, Grandma, there's something out there.
I asked for chocolate. They gave me vanilla.